Welcome to the Broadway Sports Wire. I'll be your host, Broadway Twan. And before I even get started, I just want to say shout out to my sponsors, A&W Production, Rainy Day Lawn Service. Do you really have confidence that the Knicks can go into Detroit and win 2 straight? I don't have that confidence at all. Honestly, I think they lost both game 1 and 2, but made a miraculous comeback to steal game 1, even though the Pistons helped them out by missing all them shots in a row. The Pistons are young, but I think they got enough length to cause some trouble for the Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns has to play better. But I will say, Brunson can't get into the point to where he start playing like he did last year in the playoffs. Bullish ball. Not only bullish ball, but kind of like, bullish ball. I guess I can just call it that. I guess he's just like going hawk. I mean, Knicks ain't go out and acquire Karl Anthony Towns and is paying him all this goddamn money for nothing. You know what I mean? So at some point, we got to get to a point to where as though he got to start being the point guard that he is, dishing the ball off a little bit. I mean, I love his game, but at the same time, he got to start dishing that ball off a little bit better. Not only that, every play is not going to be a foul, bro. I mean, like, he flopped so much last night that I was angry at him. You know what I mean? Like, every time he get the ball, he jerking his head back. I mean, I understand that Detroit Pistons, they play physical. But this is playoff basketball. You got to play physical too, right? Come on. So, in my opinion, I think Detroit goes back to Detroit and at least get 1. You know, they cannot go back to New York. New York cannot go back home and be down 3-1. That's just not, like, they cannot do that. And it's a possibility that it can happen. So, shout out to Detroit, Cade Cunningham and them boys. And they're not even playing with their second best scorer, in my opinion. Jaden Ivey, they're not even playing with him. I mean, he's out injured. So, I think Detroit is just better than New York. I think New York is just overrated. They had a good season, but they lost to all the good teams that mattered when it mattered. So what they was like 0-8 versus the top seeds in the East and West, the top teams in the NBA. So I honestly think that New York is in trouble. I also think that if the Lakers don't win tonight, I think the Lakers will be in trouble. Shout out to Luka, shout out to LeBron, but the role players, Austin Reeves and all the rest of them, Rudy, you guys got to play better. I don't know how many points you got with you guys. I don't think none of you guys scored except for Austin Reeves, and he didn't even score in the first half. I don't think. Like, you got to be aggressive because Ant-Man and them guys are coming. Pause. They are coming to play. They are not playing with y'all at all. So I really think that LA really, this is a must win game. Even though I got confidence that they can win on the road, you just don't want to put yourself in a position to go in Minnesota with a superstar like Ant Edwards and have to play against them, and the playoff lives are on the line because he can go off. He truly can go off, and I don't think that whoever you got on your team will be able to go. You got to double team him. And let's talk about the double teaming. I think you guys are double teaming too early and too often because there should have been no reason why. Well, it should have been a reason. If you're going to double team our best player, our role players better be able to shoot a 3. They better be able to get that shit off. You know what I mean? So, shout out to Minnesota. Shout out to Alexandria. Shout out to all of Minnesota players, the role players. DiVincenzo, all them guys, man. Keep shooting because they're going to keep double teaming Ant. But I don't think you have to do it as much. As a matter of fact, honestly, if I was you guys, I would let Ant go off and get his 35, 40 points and just hold everybody else down. You know what I mean? You cannot be playing Austin Reeves or anybody that's small on fucking Randall because Randall was too powerful. He liked that shit. So, I don't know, man. Let's get off the NBA playoffs and talk about this transfer portal. Where I want to start that off at. I think the transfer portal should completely go away because you got players that's already on Power 5 teams and on Power 5 rosters transferring to other Power 5 rosters. I really don't understand why. Like, I seen a guy transfer from the University of, I'm not going to say his name. I seen a guy transfer from the University of, I think, Georgetown to go to Virginia Tech. I think that's, like, I don't even understand why. Why would you do that? But it could be something internally that's going on at the school or something. But the transfer portal, in my opinion, is ruining college sports, basketball and football. I see it go on in baseball, but it's not as much. But I think it has a lot to do with the NIL. You know what I mean? These football players and basketball players are getting paid enormous amounts of money, which I don't have a problem with. Shit, the coaches been getting paid that amount of money for a long time. But it's just, I think it's not ruining the game. I think it's taking the game to a different place than what we're used to. Like I said before, I have no problems paying the players because if you're going to penalize the players back in the day for taking a cheeseburger from an establishment or taking money from a coach or taking money from a booster, it could be $10 and they getting penalized for it. I just think that it need to be some type of control. I think contracts need to be established. I think you need to be tied to a school for 2 or more years before you can just move. Because I coach, and when I coach, I got to tell my players, especially the seniors, you got to wait till the transfer portal to close for you to start considering what college you want to go to. And honestly, it's not fair. I honestly think that all high school players are going to start having to go to mid-majors or D2 or D3 or junior colleges, then go to Division I colleges. That's just the way the landscape look right now. I mean, it's unfair, but that's just what it is. So the transfer portal is in my opinion, is ruining the college sports because players are not being held accountable. Not only are they not being held accountable, they really don't have no loyalty. Like, you can come to the school, and if another coach offer you a bag, you out. You have no loyalty towards anything that goes on in that school. You have no loyalty towards the school. So I honestly think, in my opinion, that the transfer portal need to be gone. I think if it do stay, I think that it need to be some type of restrictions. You know what I mean? Just like back in the day, where if you transfer schools, you had to sit out a year. Maybe you need to bring that back. Maybe you won't have as many players transferring or hitting the transfer portal. So, in my opinion, I think that need to change. I think we need to figure that part out because it's getting to a point where a college player can be at 4 different schools in 4 years. Or like the player from Tennessee. I forgot what his name is. Nico, I'm going to leave or whatever. I forgot what it's called, but what his name is. But he was already getting paid $2 million, but wanted $4 million and held out of practice. Stopped going to practice because of it. Not only did he stop going to practice because of it, he transferred to UCLA, which I don't really have a problem with. But like, Tennessee was good. It was 10-3 last year, but like, damn, bro, like, shit, no loyalty towards the school. And I think his brother just joined them there. His brother was at Arkansas, was an incoming freshman at Arkansas, came to spring practices and all of that, and wound up transferring to UCLA with his brother, which is weird. What, he going to sit behind his brother for a year or 2 years or 3 years? I'm not sure. Well, I guess when I'm going to transfer, the younger brother might transfer again. He might transfer out because his brother is holding on to that quarterback spot. So it's just like, man, like, I get it, I understand, but I don't understand, and I don't like it. You know what I mean? And I can't say well, if it was my kid, I would tell my kid would have more integrity than that. My kid will hold on to the college that he at, unless it's some unfair treatment or it's some unforeseen circumstances, which I can't say is not the case. That might be the case in a lot of these players' play. But I look at the transfer portal in basketball the other day, and man, it was over 300-400 players still unsigned, uncommitted. You know what I mean? I have players that I know personally coming out of high school that had to go to prep school because they wasn't getting any offers because of the college coaches pressing the transfer portal so hard. So, man, it's just a fucked up way all the way around, man. Excuse my language, but yeah, the transfer portal was ruining it. So let's get to the NFL draft. which is coming up really, really soon. I want to say in 3 days. And I'm going to try not to take my biased opinion. But, man, what is going on with the draft stock of Shedeur Sanders? Honestly. I'm completely honest. What is going on with the draft stock of Shedeur Sanders? I mean, I didn't see. They saying he might go all the way down to the second round. In my opinion, if you don't like his father that much where you'll pass on him, then you don't deserve to even have that type of talent on your team. Why would you hate his father to the point where you won't draft his son? Teams that pass on Shedeur Sanders, I think, honestly, they deserve to lose if they lose. They deserve to be losers. Cleveland Browns, you deserve the shit that you got going on as far as the quarterback council that you do have in there. You guys have never had good quarterbacks. I don't even remember one good quarterback that came through Cleveland. I really don't. Like, you guys fucked up by signing Deshaun Watson. I'm not going to say you fucked up, but you kind of like paid him too much because even though I was calling him, I thought he was a great quarterback before he came over there. And I still think he is a great quarterback. I think he is playing hurt, honestly. I think he's looking at the amount of money that they paying him, and I think he's forcing himself to play. I don't think he ever recovered from the first injury that he had when he first got over there. You know what I mean? So, honestly, I think the Shedeur Sanders slander and the GMs that is coming out saying stupid shit is just pure hate. Straight up, pure hate. I hope I don't want to see him go past 3. I think the Giants can use him. The Giants recently picked up Jameis Winston and recently picked up Russell Wilson, but do you really consider those guys the answer? Yeah, I see the training videos and I see all that shit, but at the end of the day, results matter. The results matter. And you guys haven't been giving me results. Russell Wilson, you lost, 5 or 6 straight last year? Didn't really score any points? And Jameis Winston, I like you. You was all right in college. And you had some spurts in the NFL, but I don't really think you are a franchise guy. If that makes any sense. So I really don't. I really don't know. I really don't know why would you pass on a talent like that. It's you passing on a talent you maybe can get his father in a couple years. And that's rock star shit. You know what I mean? Not only is Sanders talented, he's a talented quarterback, but his father is a talented coach that took 2 programs from the bottom of their conferences to the top. But who am I to say? I'm just a podcaster. Intelligent podcaster at that. But I recently seen that the Titans informed the quarterback, the first quarterback will be taken off the board, that he's going to be first, that they will draft him. They told, I heard that the Giants recently told Abdul Carter that they're going to take him with the second pick. So that leaves Cleveland on the board with that leaves the Giants got the second pick and Cleveland got the third pick. So that leaves Sanders on the board. I think the Saints might take him. Hopefully the Saints might take him because they already have a ready-made offense for him. But at the end of the day, man, the draft is so unpredictable. It's so unpredictable. It's so unpredictable. But it's a lot of players sliding. I want to see the Ravens go after the safety from South Carolina or go after Starks from Georgia. I think we still can get an offensive lineman. I wouldn't be mad if we took an offensive lineman, but the draft is 3 days away. And I'm really, really excited about the things that's going on in the NFL as far as the rule changes and just the way everything is going. This is one of the most exciting drafts I've seen in a while. I haven't been more excited about a draft in a while. So looking forward to it. And I'm thinking it's going to be some surprises, especially in the first round. I'm thinking a lot of teams going to trade back in, especially the quarterback-seeking teams. The teams that really don't want to go high on the board or high in the draft to get a quarterback early might sneak back in the first round, kind of like the Ravens did with Lamar Jackson. Sneak back in the first round and pick up maybe Jackson. Do you think Dart is better than Sanders? I'm seeing reports that people are saying Dart. I like Dart. I've been watching him all year, Ole Miss, and I think he's a stud. But it's just the it factor with Sanders. I think it'd be a huge mistake to pass on Sanders. But I do think Dart is a first rounder. I think the quarterback from Alabama is a first rounder. I think that he made a few mistakes at the end of the year last year. But at the end of the day, I still think he's a first rounder. I seen that he recently went on the record and said that he was faster than Lamar Jackson. I don't know what to say about that. But at the end of the day, I still think he's a first. I think he's a first rounder. I think be on the lookout for Pittsburgh to pick him up with the 21st pick if they don't grab Dart. And if they go away from Dart and go elsewhere in the draft, be on the lookout for them sneaking back into the first round or early second round to pick up the Alabama quarterback. Like I said, man, it's going to be a lot of surprises in the first round. I think this is going to be an excited draft. The class of quarterbacks are kind of not up to par, but the class of running backs are tremendous. Ohio State got 2 good running backs down there that's doing their thing. Both could go in the early second round, no later than the third round. Both of them. Scatterbo, I think this running back class is deep. I think Scatterbo is a third, fourth rounder. Running back from North Carolina, he's a first rounder. I think Denver might be zeroing in on him, but I think if Denver don't take him, I think the Cowboys will grab him up. Cowboys need some running. They need their running game upgraded. But the draft is going to be exciting, man. I think the wide receiver class is deep. I think the cornerback class is deep. They got a kid from East Carolina I think he was injured, but his skill level, man, you'll take the injuries, him getting better just for the upside. You know what I mean? The upside that this kid has is tremendous. The kid from Texas, the cornerback from Texas, I think he's good. I think he's fast. I think his speed alone is going to get him drafted high in the first round. The tight ends might be two tight ends that might go in the top 20. One from Michigan and the one from Penn State. The one from Michigan, I see that he's being graded higher than the one from Penn State now. So you might have two tight ends go off the board before any wide receivers go off the board. Wide receiver class, I think you can get a starting caliber wide receiver in the second and third round, honestly. So I'm hoping Baltimore stay away from early round wide receivers and go ahead and attack the things that we need as far as I think we need safety help. I think we need to grab somebody on the offensive line for depth. I think we need an edge rusher for sure. And I think that we can go cornerback. We also can get receiver later on in the round. Because like I said before, we drafted a receiver last year in the 4th round, Walker. I seen him catch one touchdown pass, but I'm not really sure what he's capable of. He was good in North Carolina, but he wasn't a first rounder, as I should say. But the draft is going to be exciting just to see what Sanders land at. And I think every year you have to have a headliner. Somebody going to slip every year. But what is interesting to me is the quarterback from Alabama, he got a 3rd round grade on him. Somebody must be telling him that he's going in the 1st round. That's why I say Pittsburgh might grab him. Because there's a reason why he's coming to the draft. Usually when you get drafted in the 3rd round, you're not coming to the NFL draft. You're not even going to put yourself through that. So it's a reason why he's going to be there. Man, but Thursday is going to be the day. I honestly thought there was more. I only seen maybe like 15 players being invited. I thought there was more players this ain't the NBA. I think all 30 of them come. Even in the 2nd round, you got players that's at the draft. Players that don't even think they're going to get drafted. But that's the difference between the NFL and NBA. I digress there. Again, shout out to my sponsors. Shout out to Rainy Day Lawn Care for all your lawn care needs, man, even down to power washing. Just give me a shout out on the website and on my Twitter page. Follow me on Twitter and give me a shout out and I can get you in contact with them. Shout out to A&W Production for all your needs production wise. Shout out to and follow me on Twitter Twan 3P. This has been the Broadway Sports Wire. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll be back in a couple days with some more news. Thank you.